that's one thing I refuse to be stuck in the paradigms of society, and that's what I broke free. So I tell people like, what do you mean by that? It's like the paradigms of society, like you stuck within the society mentally. You got these
Hmm.
mental shackles. Like people say, how did you break it? I'm still fighting it, but I tell people I break it every day. I walk barefoot. You know how many
Yeah.
people think it's weird a black man walking barefoot and working out barefoot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm living outside of society going barefoot.
Yeah.
Bro, most people will look at me and be like, let's be real, African American, like, bro, like, you barefoot? What? Like, it's confusing. They don't understand it.
Yeah. See,
And
that's too. It's oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
yeah, no, no, you good. You good, boss. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say that's the thing too for me. Like, I can't as much as or as easy as it is to just fall in line with everything, to fall in line with the crowd. It's
Hmm.
just like for me myself, I just can't do it. Even though
Yeah.
it's like I have the doubts, any fears,
Yeah.
anxieties, it's like I can't do it. And like one of my favorite quotes is it's an old Latin phrase, malo
Uh-huh.
percilasum libertatem quam quaetum civitium. I prefer
Oh,
liberty
wow.
with danger than peace with slavery. Whether it's to being a slave to the system, to society, or to my own vices, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's bro. You gonna have to send me that one. I like that one. I like that. You got to. I like reading too. You gonna have to definitely send that so I can research that too. But and you right, man. It's kind of sad. It's just like because when you start gaining knowledge for self, I don't want to sit here like I got all the answers and stuff, but I am on a journey. I
Hmm.
do struggle just like anybody else. But you realize a lot of times we create our own mental shackles.
Hmm.
It's not physical, bro. Like that's what's crazy. It's not like your arm is cut off, your leg is cut off, like you're blind in one eye. It's really just the mental shackle that you
Hmm.
got to break loose from. Like
Exactly, bro.
it's crazy because when you just start thinking, because it's this book that I'm reading. You have to check it out. It's called damn, what is it called? Uh, practical mysticism. Practical mysticism.
Hey, that's what's up.
So basically it just talks about is creating your universe. Like anything you provide in your universe, like that's what you're going to get back. If you give love, you're going to get love. If you
Mhm.
give out envy, you're going to get envy. So it's just like, wow, and it's so cliche and simple, but we forget, like, you create your universe. Like you
Mhm.
create it. Whatever energy you put into it, you're going to get it back. And it's just like reading that and understand more. It helps me with like my business ventures and things like that because I am my creator. I set my own destiny. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you network and talk to people, but I set up everything. It's just like if you feel good, what do you say? If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. And if you get paid good, you live good. Something Dion
Yeah,
says it. So it's
that's a
just
good
like
one.
your company, you have to feel that. If you feel that, think about it when people walk in the room or a fighter. If a fighter walks into the ring and you can see in his eyes he's nervous, and the other fighter just looking through him, like that tells you right there, like, okay, he's nervous. He lunched
Mhm.
me. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yeah.
have a demeanor where you're comfortable and confident, and the confidence comes from your preparation.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get me started, but because it just, you know what I'm saying? Because it's big, because I'm on that journey. I'm excited to share with people. And I see, and I've been tapped in with you and watching you tapped in too. You know what I'm saying? We all had things that we're working on, but for the most part of the foundation, you tapped in. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
thank you, I appreciate that.
yeah, no, bro, it's big. It's nice to have people that's tapped in, that's aware of their surroundings and things like that. And when I say surroundings, is of their mental, of their
Yeah.
mental. And I know it sounds cliche, everything with the mental health, but I don't think people really, 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 truly pay attention to their mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Like, there's, because like, I read textbooks as well, and I was
uh
reading a
huh,
textbook on, philosophy, and it talked about this, Jewish psychologist named Viktor Frankl. He
okay,
he went through the Holocaust, lost his entire family except for one of his cousins in the Holocaust, even his wife.
mhm,
But the one thing he pointed out was that amongst all of his peers and his friends that were in the camps, some of them, because the environment, it got the best of them and they just became
Yeah.
very crude people. But then there's others that never changed, that were still pure of heart, good intention, helpful, well mannered. And it's like that's, I think, is like the most biggest perfect example too of like your environment can affect you only if you allow it to. At the end of the
Facts.
day, what you have going on here is under your control. You're not going to
Hmm.
let all these external factors take over and dictate what you have going on inside.
Facts. No, and that's that. You also got to send me that too when we get off here too. You
Hmm.
got to send me that info. Everything you teaching me, send to me. That's I like soaking up knowledge. But you're absolutely right, man. It's just it's the mental and like someone that went through that of the like, bro, come on, the Holocaust. Like some people may not, have snapped back then from that, but then some people like, you know what, that was my past. I have to take charge of of my universe now. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Yeah.
that's big, bro, because it's the mental shackles. Like you say, it's sad because it's just because people don't realize that they're a slave. And it's not people when I say a slave, you could be a slave to anything.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just not one thing. Slave, you can have a slave mentality for anything. And it's just sad because it's like, damn, man, you want to share and talk to people, but you don't want to come off crazy. And
Yeah.
then, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, some people might not be ready for
Yeah, dude, I relate to that 100%. Like, it's
it.
crazy sometimes. Like, I absolutely love reading too, and
Yeah,
I read
yeah,
books across thousands
yeah,
of years.
yeah.
And when you said practical mysticism, like that immediately
Uh-huh.
popped up a book that I read, The Mystic
Hmm.
Path to Cosmic
Yep,
Power, where
yep,
this guy Vernon Howard was talking about how we have a true and a false self. Your
yep.
true self is everything positive about you: peace, love, happiness, content,
Hmm.
serenity. And then your false self is this false representation of you that's all the bad things, whether it's anger, jealousy, depression, anxiety,
Yep.
stuff like that. And the problem is that we assume our false self as our true self. So,
Yep.
like when you say that I'm anxious or I'm angry, that's actually your false self convincing
Hmm.
you that it's real. And like people wouldn't always like that idea because when I try to explain it, they think that I'm saying, oh, depression isn't real. No, it's not. I'm saying that at all. It's that it's only real if you allow it to be. So,
Uh-huh.
like, imagine like it's a feral animal. When a feral animal gets cornered, it becomes rabid to fight for survival.
Yep.
Typically, when you're alone and things are quiet, and that's when things start kicking up, it's the
Yep.
same thing. That's your false self turning to a feral animal to still convince you that it's real so it can keep control over you.
Talk to him. Talk to him, Josh. Talk to him. Talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But like it's real. It's it, and you hit that on the head, man. It's all in the mind. I mean, we know. If the thing is, it's one of those things. Is like we all know. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's all in the mind. Another thing is to drop a jewel, a little something. I was researching the mind and brain is two different things.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I'll try to people like what like I've just read what's his name? Andrew Huberman. I don't know if you heard of him
Oh, I
before.
have heard that name.
Yeah, he's like a big time like a fitness guru of mental health. Like he dives into it. Like he's a doctor, I believe, something like that. And he just breaks it down. He was just saying the mind and the brain are two different things. The brain is a physical specimen, and the mind is your thoughts, your subconscious. I'm like, wow, just something that small people don't realize. You say brain, mind, everybody tied in as one, which it is actually, but your mind is what makes all the decisions. Your brain is just a muscle that's there that could all the tissue, the nerves and stuff, but your mind is actually the real thing that runs everything.